Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, world. You're welcome to Morning Spring today. Again, this is the week starter here at Western Spring Television. Femi Ojo is my name. It gives us great pleasure to know that you are there with us on this program where we dish out authentic information and having conversation about everything in Nigeria and sometimes maybe beyond the shores of this country. We look at the headlines and then we get talking at the other side of that. And today promises to be very exciting and informative as well. You don't want to miss any part of this program. And of course, Tomilola is here.
Good morning. Good morning, Femi.
Yeah,
good morning to you.
How was the weekend?
Very well.
Obviously.
Yeah, wonderful, eventful anyways. Good morning, welcome to the Morning Spring, and my name is Tomilola Daniel.
Very well. We take this quick break. When we come back, we delve straight to the papers. The papers are a very detailed, juicy, interesting set of headlines. Stay with us. All right, on this very day, let's start rolling out these headlines from this day newspaper. At MBA conference, Tinubu vows to protect rule of law, tolerate dissenting voices. At the MBA conference, Tinubu vows to protect rule of law and tolerate dissenting voices with riders. Okonjo-Iweala expresses concern about slow pace of Nigeria's development, and Lagos has more women in judiciary than any other state, says Sanwo-Olu. And just below that, it is the picture of the third coronation anniversary of the Olu of Warri. You can see His Royal Majesty there, flanked by his wife, and of course, people at that particular event. Just below that, police Shiite adherents in bloody clash in Abuja. Some officers dead, several injured. This was an unfortunate incident yesterday. Father saw the Commissioner of Police in, Abuja, quite upset and furious that the Shiite movement, which is proscribed by the way, they did all they could, strategize to hold their possession, and things ended up badly. 2 officers dead. And Ben Igwe, the Commissioner of Police, kept saying it was unprovoked and vowed to go after the perpetrators. By the way, moving on, fear scarcity persists in Lagos and others. And just beside that, you have the picture of the Delta State Governor, Governor Sheriff Obrewori, the wife of the Nigeria President, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, and the wife of the Delta State Governor, Dickiness Tobore Obrewori. Top strip, federal government moves to eliminate malaria. Taps Dangote or Tedola Olumelu to drive efforts to end scourge. Nigeria will be a better place if actually malaria could be ended. How they are going to do that, we wish these gentlemen all the best in having that drive. And a rider to that says it is unacceptable to leave eradication in hands of donor partners. Okay, this is coming from Dangote as well. Very quickly, we'll take some analysis on these headlines right now. And Ladeji Alabi is here. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Femi. Good morning, Tommy.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much for being here. Very quickly, at the MBA conference, Tinubu vows to protect rule of law, tolerate dissenting voices, and former minister, and of course, the lead person at the WTO, Madam Okonjo-Iweala, has expressed concern about the slow pace of Nigeria's development. And Lagos State Governor boasted to say, he's boasting that Lagos has more women in judiciary than any other state. I think that's talking about women holding positions of influence. What would be your take on that? What happened at the NBA conference? The kind of conversation they had?
Well, I think at this age and time, we should be getting more serious with our conversation. And let me start from the words of the president. I think it is better we back our words with action. Let people see he truly, because the actions of the president doesn't show, or what has been happening in his regime doesn't show that he would respect dissenting voices, or he would respect the rule of law. Just yesterday, we had a journalist, the pioneer editor of BBC Pidgin, was picked up on arrival from the United Kingdom, and he was released after 6 hours by the DSS. His passport seized. In the space of this year, we've had about 27 journalists arrested unlawfully. And as a matter of fact, most of the time they are investigative journalists that came, they spend their funds on things that necessarily should be government concern. And the people they alleged that were doing the wrong things were never questioned, but it is this guy. So if a government want to tell you, I will respect the rule of law, I will respect dissenting voices, it should be in action, not in words. So I think in Nigeria, we need to get more serious, and it is reality. What the WTO, president have said, the pace of development in Nigeria is very slow. The only way you see fast pace of development is when the politicians want to get anything for themselves. But what affects, the layman on the street, what affects the teachers, what affects the police, what affects the common citizens is always at a low pace. And I think we need to get more serious. We need to, know that if we call it a democracy, it is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. If we choose to turn it to a government of a few, by a few, for a few, then that makes it more dangerous for us, as a nation.
All right, that will be all, from the front page of the This Day newspaper.
Moving to the Guardian newspaper for this morning, foreign exchange execution hitches threaten food waiver policy as farmers kick. Serap asked governors Wike to disclose details of Chinese loans. Atiku chides Tinubu over citizens' rights violation. Okonjo-Iweala asks politicians to stop weaponizing insecurity. Again, terrorists strike in Kaduna, kidnap district head and 6 others. Enugu uncovers 2,640 ghost pensioners, begins payment of council pensions. And still on the Guardian newspaper, 2 killed in Abuja, Shahid police clash. Bandits kidnap 150 in Sokoto state. And on the foreign scene, a Tunisian president reshuffles cabinet, replaces 19 ministers ahead of election. And I would like to ask our analysts regarding the NBA meeting. Okonjo-Iweala asks politicians to stop weaponizing insecurity. What's your take on that?
Well, there are 2 major things politicians in Nigeria weaponizes. It is poverty and the insecurity in the country. And it is sad that most times the citizens don't, they don't get the gimmicks of these politicians. They know that people are poor. And that's why you see them come around during elections, share 5,000 naira, 2,000 naira, and people will begin to shout, oh, this man is a good man. Somebody that is, stealing away your commonwealth and giving you just peanut out of it is not a good man. As a matter of fact, he's a wicked person. Do you get? And also people that weaponizes insecurity, they know that where there is no peace, there won't be any form of development, and they want to leave people in perpetual fear. They want to leave people in this kind of, situation where people don't even have a choice. People feel like they are the mercy of these guys. It's for me, I believe if there is a political will, most of these insecurity issues we have around us would have been a bygone by now, but because some people are feeding fat on it, as a matter of fact, some political elites are feeding fat on this. I remember about a few months ago, the military in Niger Republic, or Chad, I think, told Bello Tuji, the guy disturbing Zamfara state, that we know you are being protected by government in Nigeria. If you dare step on our, on our territory, that we are going to kill you. But in Nigeria, you see these guys, flaunt the money they take from victims. You see them. As a matter of fact, these guys are on TikTok. They open TikTok accounts. They flaunt whatever they have. They flaunt their ammunitions. It is because we lack the political will to handle them. And that is why we are here. We are where we are today.
That is why we are where we are today. Quick one, will be very quick at this end. Let me quickly take the Punch newspaper. September rollout. Tinubu panel. Dangote refinery brainstorm on petrol pricing. And President's committee refinery to conclude talks on Naira crude supply and petrol pricing. I take that again. President's committee refinery to conclude talks on Naira crude supply and petrol pricing. Ladeji, September rollout again. Tinubu panel, Dangote refinery. They are both brainstorming on maybe a new price for petrol.
Well, in our own best interest, like I said during the airpiece issue, in our own best interest, I think the government and even the citizens need give Dangote refinery a necessary support. If the government has failed in our responsibility to, have a working refinery, every now and then we keep getting a new date for the resumption of, whatever the Port Harcourt refinery. And so just a few days ago, some people making mockery of themselves went to take another picture at the Warri refinery. They are jokers for me. But if a private individual have deemed it fit to have his own refinery, I think it's in our own best interest. Because whatever the case may be, even aside the bringing down the petrol prices, the people who will take off the street, the number of things we are going to gain, the gains of having a working Dangote refinery is higher than whatever we think we are going to lose.
Right.
Do you get so? And also possibly there might be, a little reduction in the price of PMS in Nigeria. However, governments also need to come out to augment this. We need all these modular refineries. Dangote may not be able to supply everything we need per day, but we need to also, government need to come out clean and do the needful.
Right.
If you said you have, completed works on the Port Harcourt refinery, why don't we have, even if it is just a few barrels of fuel per day, let us get it from there. Let's get from Dangote refinery, let's get from other modular refineries, then we can talk about, it's going to be a long-term, project. It's not something that will just happen right then and there, but at least if we show, workings, if we show the attitude that we want this thing to work, then it will definitely work for the betterment of our nation.
And we hope it does work and start working on time. That will be all from the Punch.
And from the Nation newspaper, 2 policemen killed during clash with Islamic group in FCT. Dangote or Tedola Ilumelu back federal government's move to eliminate malaria. 3 policemen critically injured, 3 petrol vans touched. 52 El Zazakis men arrested. Court freezes 32 accounts of individuals, firms linked to August protest. Okonjo-Iweala converses economic policy consistency, and that's all on the Nation newspaper for today.
A quick one there. Ladeji, before we leave, 2 policemen killed during clash with Islamic group in FCT. Quite unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate.
The
Shiite, it has, if you check the trajectory of events, from when the issue started in Kaduna with the former chief of army staff to when, they have their protests in Abuja and all, it has always ended like this. And I think beyond just, losing lives every now and then, it is high time we devise means of, attending to issues like this, irrespective of them being proscribed or not. They are still citizens of Nigeria. So
let's put in context. They are citizens of Nigeria.
No, I'm not saying what they have done
the group is prescribed.
I'm saying the group is yes, of course.
So they are not supposed to converge. They are not supposed to do anything.
I'm saying
because you have lost 2 policemen.
Of course, yes. And this is not the first time. If you check the trajectory of events, it is not the first time that these people will attack, policemen.
Having their possession, disturbing the traffic flow.
That is why I'm saying we should devise a means of handling issues like this. Already we are complaining of not having enough policemen.
Yeah.
So losing 2 today, losing 3 tomorrow, losing 1 and thereabout. And don't forget, they said 3 are in critical conditions.
Yeah.
So we should devise means of handling issues like this. And also the Shiite, I think it's high time they understand that, even if you have your ideology that is different, you don't have a choice. You are in a nation called Nigeria.
Yeah.
I've seen these guys do funny things. I've seen them, fly the Palestinian, flag every now and then, do all these things. You don't have to be an extremist. Even if you love Palestine so much, you can do it with just within the confines of the law. You don't come to Nigeria and feel like you want to, make your own law, supersede the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And attacking, military men, attacking police officer is an attack on the sovereignty of Nigeria, and it's a bad thing that must be condemned.
It is a bad thing. By the way, I think some of them as well, the movement themselves are saying they too, they lost people. And just like I said, the police commissioner was saying, if you actually lost anyone, you should show them, because if truly the loss of these policemen, if it has been flipped to the other side and it's the police shooting people, many Nigerians will have been up their neck to say this is not the way it should be. And in as much the group is prescribed, what exactly is your procession for? These are some of the issues as well. But we want to thank you very much, Ladeji Alabi, for coming through on the program. The conversation is always about Nigeria.
Of course, yes.
And having a better nation. I usually say the kind of nation that we are proud of. And that's why we're having this conversation. And we pray the country will prosper in our time and even beyond. Yeah. Thank you very much. I will go on this quick break right now. When we return, we'll be speaking about something very important, the rule of law, the judiciary, what we are to expect, especially under the new leadership of Justice Kekere, who has assumed the capacity and the office of the acting Chief Justice of Nigeria. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us.